that's also something that I struggle with. Being exposed to so much Konglish, I almost forget what the correct sort of terminology or way of speaking is, and then I have to check with my friends back home.
My biggest problem is the sentence, do you know? Because I would never say, do you know tea? Do you know? Like, I would always say, have you eaten? Have you had? Have you tried?
The question, do you know something, is not incorrect, but sometimes it's not the best question or the most formal question, or it doesn't sound the most fluent. Very often we ask, have you ever eaten? Have you tried? Have you been to? So try to change these do you know questions into a more formal English structure of have you.
More specific verb.
Right.
Have you?
But now, because I've been in Korea for so long, it's always do you know, do you know, do you know? And it's like, no, Cherry, that's wrong. Have you eaten this? Have you tried this? Have you been here?
Except when talking about like a celebrity or a star, have you heard of?
It's more natural.
Yes, but I think it is. I'm still like, is that correct? Let me check with my friends back home.
Yeah.
Is this how we say this?
Yeah. Sometimes
Yes, Erin.
I'll send a message and it'll be like, oh, I took a rest. And it's like, Cherry, no.
Say what?
What do you mean you took a rest? No, you didn't.
I know it's shocking, but take a rest is Konglish. It is not British English. It is not American English. It is used only in Asia. Most English speakers say, get some rest or have a rest. Or it's easier to just say, relax, rest, or take a break. The difference between get some rest and take a break is get some rest is long and take a break is short.
What did you do, Cherry?
I got some rest.
Or
I relaxed.
yeah.
I have a theory.
But for real, I know we've also discussed this before, but take a rest. Have a rest, take a break. Take a break.
Take a break.
Yeah, that's fine.
But here's my theory, because I learned this from Sasha, who is also South African. Sometimes you say have a rest in British English. And so my theory is, in British English, have a bath, have a shower, have a nap. In American English, take a bath, take a shower, take a nap. I feel like someone heard have a rest and interchanged it with America's take and created take a rest. That's why it's neither American nor British English. It's just
strange.
Yeah, strange. So I it's the one Konglish thing like I can't allow, only because it's so overused every day, along with diligent.
He is so diligent.
And frankly speaking. I have to explain to my students, like, frankly speaking is so stressful when they say it. Because I'm like, I'm waiting for the hammer to drop. I'm waiting for them to tell me, like, frankly speaking, teacher, you're a horrible woman and I hate you.
I hate your class.
Yeah.
Frankly speaking, you suck. Oh, dear. No. Frankly speaking is an introductory phrase to sort of bad news or something I don't want to tell you.
It means I'm going to be blunt and direct and you're going to be uncomfortable.
Please be very careful when you use frankly or frankly speaking. Even though they mean honestly or truthfully, they're used before you say something very uncomfortable or direct. So when you say frankly speaking to an English speaker, it makes us a little scared that you're going to say something that will make us uncomfortable.
I had a very, very good lesson with a student Oh, actually, it was one-on-one. So we spent quite a lot of time discussing it because he would often say it, and I would get very stressed and kind of like it created this tension in the class. Eventually, I just said, "Please don't say that." I was like, "Why?" And he was under the impression that it made him sound more fluent because he was building up his sentences and making a more complicated blah blah blah. I was like, no, it actually just puts people on the defense because they think you're going to say something negative.
Oh, the other one, as I already told you.
Oh my God!
As I already told you.
I must say that also makes me very angry.
No. I mean, like, I can understand because you're saying I said this before, but you're basically telling me you didn't listen to me and I'm hurt. And I'm just like, don't say, because yeah, take a rest, as I already told you, diligent. Do you know, frankly speaking, what are the other ones that get to me? Like the other ones
At that time?
I don't know that one.
To reference time in the past. I'm like, just use simple past.
Oh, yeah.
At that time, I was a diligent student. You just say, in high school, I was a diligent student.
I don't understand what's the problem with diligent and at that time, and also as I told you. As I already told you?
No, even worse.
So the problem with diligent is it's not that it's not an English word. It's just that it's so overused in Korea, whereas I would say hardworking.
Diligent, to me, it's a great English word and it's high vocabulary, but it's something that I would see on like my high school transcript from my teacher. It's not often like just sort of conversational English.
To academic?
Almost maybe too academic, yeah.
And then
at that time, again, I think it's an overuse. Well, I hear it too much in my class. Like, I would say actually, would I even use it at all?
Back then?
Oh, that's all right.
But what's the problem with using too much? Like, at that time, like, they want to say about their, the past, their past life. Then they could say at that time or...
Yeah, so you're wanting to highlight the past, but sort of when you're just talking about how you were or how you behaved, we understand that it's in the past, so you don't have to highlight it. Like, you can just use simple past tense. Is that making sense?
maybe it's too emphatic.
Yeah, you like, why at that time I was a diligent student. Okay, so now you're not because you wanted to highlight the difference? No, I'm diligent now as well. Oh, well then just say, yeah, I was diligent in high school.
Yeah, it puts emphasis on something that's not always intentionally done. Yeah.
I see what you mean.
And then the other one, as I already told you, tell is informational. So tell means I gave you some information.
Informative.
And so as I already told you means you believe that I have forgotten something. You believe that you gave me information and I don't recall. And so it's kind of to me it feels like a challenge. So Cherry, you should...
telling off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Cherry, you should exercise. As I already told you, I'm sick today. Like, to us, it's kind of putting someone in their place. Telling them, you know what, you don't remember, but I told you. Like,
does it even sound offensive?
It's not offensive, but it's like
I'm
argumentative.
I'm telling you, I told you.
I told you
Does
and
it
you
sound
forgot.
like a command?
No, it just sounds like you're suggesting I don't remember. You're insulting me.
But I understand why Korean people usually say that because they want you to remember, recalling the moment that they have told you before.
Right.
So how do they change it then?
As I mentioned, or maybe I told you before. Or
tone is quite important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said before. I actually have a brother and a younger sister.
You might remember.
You might remember.
But
That's
I
not so
told you
natural.
before
You might remember.
that I have a brother and a sister.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you might remember I have a brother and a sister, or like I think I told you before. But as I already told you means I did tell you and you didn't remember. And so it puts us on edge.
Wow.